unbeatable, I'm unbeatable, I'm unbeatable.
I am unbeatable. Couple minutes on the score. Every time they want to clash, the winners kicking through the door. I am unbeatable. Chances running out of stop, and we're running out the clock. I fail once, never stop. I am unbeatable. I am unbeatable. I am unbeatable, yeah. I am unbeatable. I am unbeatable, yeah. I am unbeatable. I am unbeatable, yeah. I am unbeatable. I am unbeatable, yeah.
Welcome to the British Basketball League YouTube channel for this, the first of 2 Saturday games in this final week of competition in the regular season. Later, the Sheffield Sharks host the Plymouth City Patriots, but now the Newcastle Eagles have travelled to face the Manchester Giants. The Eagles may have won all 3 previous encounters this season, but now with the playoffs just starting next week, there's so much more riding on it, as Tahir Hajat and Azania Stewart can explain.
Welcome to the National Basketball Performance Centre, where the Manchester Giants take on the Newcastle Eagles in both of their final regular games of the season in the British Basketball League Championship. My name is Tahir Hajat alongside Azania Stewart today. We're looking forward to this one because last night the Manchester Giants took victory over the Leicester Riders, Azania.
They did. They played very well, but if they win today, they can also clinch 9th and not finish the bottom of the table. But that means Newcastle can't clinch 4th place, so it's going to be a good game.
A lot on the line. Well, let's take a look at the starting lineups and how these 2 teams will get the game underway. For the Manchester Giants today, Nick Lewis had 23 points last night. Double-double for number 4, William Lee. Nick Stampley, Mason Borsay and Austin Lawton make up the remainder of the starting 5. For their opponents, the Newcastle Eagles, also fresh off victory against the 2nd place Cheshire Phoenix, Darius Defoe and a 3-guard front of Ricky McGill, Jordan Johnson and Larry Austin Jr. alongside the number 55, Taj Green. Well, let's take a look at some individual talent, some individual stars. Starting with this man, 24 points last night for Evan Walsh.
He sure did score 24 because his points per game is 12. So he was fantastic off of the bench. The real push and kick that Manchester needed.
And for their opposing team, somebody who's been scoring all season long, Jordan Johnson.
Yeah, he knows how to get it done. There it is, points per game. He had 18 points versus Cheshire, but also 7 assists in that game. So doing a bit of everything.
Well, Coach Brian Simonian, can he grab a 9th victory for the Manchester Giants this season? Mark Strutel's men are in his way. Tip-off is around the corner. almost ready for action here. Your officials getting ready also. Kate Unsworth, Neil McKelvey and Matthew Lloyd are going to be calling this game from behind the whistle. Myself, Tahi Hajat, alongside Azania Stewart, calling this game from behind the microphone. As these two teams go head-to-head for their final regular season championship fixture ahead of the playoffs. And Coach Brian Simonian looking to see if his team can take 2 wins back-to-back in less than 24 hours.
Yeah, it's going to be pretty difficult. Has he got an NCAA pin on his
Yeah, he has an NCAA badge on him.
Love that.
Well, we're ready to get underway here at the National Basketball Performance Centre. Get my words out. Nice and early on as the Manchester Giants win the tip. And here is Nick Lewis trying to create the first option of the game, which is finding Austin Lawton for a missed 2.
Yeah, that's all right. That's not bad offense. He was wide open. You got to shoot that one.
Well, of course, yesterday, Leicester were at home against the Manchester Giants without Kimball McKenzie and a sellout crowd.
Would be sad about that, won't he?
Yeah, he'll be particularly upset about it, I'm sure. With a sellout crowd, and unfortunately couldn't get the job done against the Manchester Giants yesterday. Ricky McGill hitting the 3 there. But when we were speaking a little, before earlier, Azania, it was all about, Manchester can put up numbers on the board. They have quite a free-flowing offense. And when the shots fall, they can really hurt you.
Yeah, and we've seen this throughout the season. I've seen them multiple occasions. Sadly, they lost Jamal Anderson with injury, but they always start well. When they start well, they're feeling good. They're a real emotional team. But there's an answer from Ricky McGill. He's starting off real hot. He's back-to-back threes and 6 points.
Yes, indeed, as Austin Lawton trails the play inside, look for 2. And a nice flurry of scoring early on in this one. There's a foul called here, sideline possession for the Newcastle Eagles. And don't forget, you can watch all of today's action live on the British Basketball League YouTube channel. 1 of 2 games today. Later on, we'll be seeing the Sheffield Sharks take on the Plymouth City Patriots. We're also live on TikTok and on Twitch also. Big shout out to our social media broadcast director, Jade, who is making sure that can happen.
She's happy. She just cheered. I can hear her. Give her a shout out. But just talking about Newcastle real quick, I feel like they've been struggling their last couple of games. Okay, yes, they got the Cheshire win, but they lost to Caledonia, they lost to Bristol, they lost to Surrey, disappointing loss, and just kind of losing their form as we come down to the playoffs, but still have a chance to potentially clinch that 4th position. So I think even though you're playing in Manchester, it's important to get your chemistry, your flow together.
Well, that's a great way to find chemistry, the connection between Taj Green and, I believe it was Ricky McGill. Underneath the bucket, Green scores the 2. And a great crowd here in Manchester for their final regular season game. And in fact, their final game of the season, full stop. As we know, they won't be making the playoffs this year. 1,700 tickets sold, and 1,700, no, maybe 1,650 fans will cheer, because there's a Newcastle following in the building as well, as Macien Boursier drops in the 3. And Ricky Madrill drops in his 3rd triple of the game. There's 9 points personal early on the doors for Ricky McGill. And the foul is called here. Blocking foul call, the number 55, Taj Green. Here is Ricky McGill lining it up, straight as an arrow, nothing but net.
He's so good when he can get his feet set, and Lee's got to give him a bit more respect.
Austin Lawton, though, rising up, jamming it down the lane. Jordan Johnson deflected away by Stampley, in line now with the Newcastle Eagles. Well, of course, the permutations are as follows. The Manchester Giants can secure 9th position in the league if they win today, which means they won't finish rock bottom. Newcastle Eagles, as Ricky McGill fires up a 4th triple. He is on fire.
Hot indeed. big shot. Is playing with so much confidence, in rhythm. 12 points already.
Less than 3 minutes of basketball, Azania.
Yeah.
That is incredible from Ricky McGill.
You can see it right now. It's oozing off of him, isn't he? He's just locked in.
Or sideline possession here for the Manchester Giants. Newcastle, if they win today, will move up to 4th position, and Sheffield have to lose their game later for Newcastle to have the chance of finishing in 4th position. Then it will also count on the Leicester and Surrey game as well. But if Newcastle lose today, that hope of 4th position will finish. And of course, if you're new to the game, 4th position is important because you'll get home advantage going into the playoff quarterfinals. At the end of the day, we may have the opportunity to confirm all of the playoff quarterfinal fixtures. We'll keep you updated on the permutations as we go along. William Lee picking up where he left off yesterday. A nice finish in
Can
two.
you believe we don't know where everywhere's slotted, but little heat check right there. That we're still, the last weekend, and teams aren't, secured in the table yet.
This is what we like to see. I mean, we would have loved a title race as well, but London Lions saw fit to get the job done nice and early this season. Ricky McGill showing off the handle and trying to find Defoe off the bounce pass, or maybe trying to find Green. Sideline possession now for the Eagles. Sideline ball with Jordan Johnson. He's one of our players to watch for today. Averaging 19 points per game. Defoe hands it back off to him. Now back to McGill. Kick ball violation, fresh 14 seconds for Newcastle. Larry Austin Jr. curls over to create space for Defoe to receive and get back into hands of Jordan Johnson behind the back. McGill. Shot clock winding down. McGill, no good for him this time. And after those 4 triples, slowly cooling off. But here we go again. Manchester out running in transition.
Good job, beautiful pass. I like that from the miss. They're pushing in transition. Easy score.
Taj Green. Johnson, half turn. And that's deflected. Is it stolen? Well, William Lee ensures that chase down, that hustle play results in a Manchester ball.
Fantastic energy from Manchester. This is exactly how they need to play. This was a nice little parcel, and then the gift in the middle. Thank you very much. But this energy from their defensive end is then transitioning into easy offense.
Well, that win against Leicester was their first since December, and it's amazing what wins can do for your confidence. And I'm not surprised that we see a little bit more of a positive outlook in their body language, in the pace that they're playing, as the foul is called here on Ricky McGill.
Yeah, Manchester have struggled. They've had injuries. I don't think they've been on a good flow. I don't think there's Jamal, who's injured in his regular clothes, and it's just kind of knocked them off their confidence from the very beginning, because they had good pieces. They had talent. They're able to score.
Lawton tries to keep that in play, throws it into the hands of Austin Jr. In the corner though, Devin Whitfield, 3, cash money.
As you like to say, kaboom.
Kaboom, exactly that. That's their 5th triple. The Eagles using the 3-point line today, but not this time. Taj Green under the rim. Only 1 result in that one. Last year, he was the home team player throwing it down. But now, in an Eagles jersey, getting it done the same way. We're headed to a break. We'll be back with you very shortly. Welcome back to the National Basketball Performance Centre. Taj Green rocking the once home rims. He's now taking a quick break, keeping up the energy on the sideline, trying to not allow the lactic acid to take over the legs, and playing less than 24 hours, Z, that's a real issue he could be facing.
Yes, for sure, that's a good idea, keep the legs warm, but that's only their second. Beautiful move down low. Sorry, that dunk, that's their only second two-pointer. They're 5 from 7 from the three-point line. Obviously, Ricky McGill part of that.
Well, Larry Austin Jr. blocked away Austin Norton, but a basket interference call from the official, which means that those 2 points will count.
Let's have a look. We get the luxury of watching it again. Yes, that's the right call. It hit the backboard, and then he interfered with the basketball.
Well, here is Evan Walsh into the game, back in to the post with Stampley, who has the mismatch against Ricky McGill. The help defense has come over. Will Neighbours into the game, just deflects that into the hands of Defoe.
Yeah, that was too easy. No movement from Manchester. Newcastle read that and was all over that pass.
Austin Jr. little post entry to find Will Neighbour. Turnaround jumper for him.
Will Neighbours back. He's been injured most of the season. Such a veteran piece.
Nick Lewis rattles one off the home iron. Manchester trail by 6. McGill back down low, same post, but to a different player. Defoe now finds Larry Austin Jr., forcing the defenders in the air. Can't get the finish. Evan Walsh pushing the tempo. Foul called as Darius Defoe slows him down.
Good offense, I thought, for Newcastle, though. Didn't finish it, but I like that when they can, you know, find Defoe down low. He's such a good passer. He's able to find his teammates. But now, Josh Ward-Hibbert also been a little bit banged up in the game, and also
Delpesh. Malcolm Delpesh. And that's a nice way to get yourself going in this one. Strong to the bucket to the left, and I was waiting for the jam.
Yeah, well, no, he just come off the bench. You know, warm up, just a little layup. But he had 14 points, 11 rebounds in that win versus Cheshire, so a big part coming off the bench.
Well, I will say this, there's something to say about both of the Delpesh twins. Towards the end of the season, they've started to find their form. Both weren't having great seasons, but now both have settled into their roles in their respective clubs.
Yeah.
And have started to make a difference coming off the bench just at the right time for both Mark Strutel and Atiba Lyons.
Yeah, Sheffield is the other brother, and you're right. I would totally agree with you. At times, I just thought, you know, not efficient enough, not assertive, but both of them have really stepped up. And for him to have that double-double versus Cheshire, 14 points, 11 rebounds, that's huge. Coming off the bench, he had 33 points off the bench, and that's the Newcastle that I know.
Well, consequently, these are both the two teams fighting for that 4th possession, Newcastle and Sheffield. As Delpesh still faces woes on the free throw line. Walsh deflected away there by Neighbour. Stays with the Manchester Giants on the baseline. 2 minutes 20 remaining in the first. Legion Robertin ready to check into the game to replace Austin Lawton. Starts this late afternoon. I think we'll have this conversation throughout, but you know, next season Manchester Giants have got a lot of things to change.
Yeah.
A lot of work to do.
Yeah, I would have to agree with you, because they have such, you know, Manchester is a beautiful city, and that's out of bounds, and also a basketball city. They love their basketball. Here you can tell by the fans, week in, week out, they fill the arena. You know, I love Manchester. It's one of my favorite cities. They have the recipe to be great, so it's been disappointing that, you know, their season went the way it did.
Well, Evan Walsh is rejected by Devin Whitfield, and a blocking foul will be called against him.
I hate that, what he's just done. As a basketball player, the double mistakes, okay, you got blocked, who cares? But here should have been a foul, then you slap down. That's 2 mistakes in a row. And for me, not acceptable.
Well, Azania Stewart laying down the law. Here comes Jordan Johnson. Flaring out to the top is Del Pesh. Whitfield looks baseline. Neighbour, Josh Ward-Hibbert was off the court, couldn't pass it to him. Will Neighbour then goes back to basket. Right-handed hook, Will Neighbour.
Love that. I've been missing Will Neighbour. I usually shout out Mrs. Neighbour. She always listens to me and the commentary, but he's been on the bench and she's probably in the building.
Stampley, 2 feet inside.
That's nice.
Fights for his own boards. Newcastle trying to slow this Manchester team down and successfully doing so here. Can they come up with the steal? Josh Ward-Hibbert looking up to Devon Whitfield. Not known for bounce, but he will keep it safe and get the 2 points.
2 points indeed. That's all what you need. Good defense for Newcastle, pushing this lead to 10, but, you know, sacrificing their bodies.
Here's William Lee. Stripped away here from William Lee. Clock is at 5 seconds now. Lee has to get the shot off.
Gosh, hate that offense, hate it. You know why? No movement, nobody touched the ball. It's just one-on-one, no team basketball.
And there's the punishment for it. Josh Ward-Hibbert knocking it down from behind the arc, but off the glass. 30-point quarter so far for the Newcastle Eagles. 20 seconds remaining in the first. Jones pulling up mid-range. That's nice. Life in the old dog,
Yeah, old school. Callum Jones comes from a family of basketball. Jeff Jones, his sister also plays for the women who played earlier. Pretty.
Well, ball is in play and Callum Jones straight on top of Jordan Johnson. Josh Ward-Hibbert moves him out the way. Final shot of the quarter here. Slips through the hands and it's a 3/4 court shot that is off to the right for the Manchester Giants. Well, it's 19-30, a positive start to the game for Manchester, but 4 triples from Ricky McGill has some damage done. Time for a break. Ricky McGill, 12 points personal, 4 for 5 from downtown. The Newcastle Eagles are 6 for 8 in the first quarter as they register 30 points on the board in the first. Tahir Hajar alongside Azania Stewart, Newcastle Eagles possession.
Yes, McGill came out hot in that first quarter.
Josh Ward-Hibbert, right-hand side of the floor, finding Will Neighbour. Step back triple for Josh Ward-Hibbert, and he's on his second triple of the game too.
Okay, Josh Ward-Hibbert, my former London Lion player, as he transferred here. And just like I said, struggled with injuries, so he's healthy at the right time.
Nick Lewis tried to find Robertin inside. Bounce pass inside to Callum Jones. William Leeds sidestep to get the 3 off. Rebound now for Will Neighbour. Johnson, the push dribble forwards. Nice bounce pass to Ward-Hibbert. Tight angle. Borsier trying to find an outlet. Callum Jones trying to find a way here. Skipped across to Borsier eventually for the 3, and Mason Borsier, nothing but net.
That looked good from this angle. That's better. Do you see the difference in that offense for Manchester, moving the ball, you know, driving, getting inside?
Del Pesh, an easy finish for 2. Execution of the offense.
Yeah. But then they've got to play both sides of the floor, move the ball on offense, but also can't let Newcastle score that easy.
Borsier spin into the bucket, and foul is called. 2 shots to come, a bailout foul. 2 shots to come. Foul called on Jordan Johnson. And now Newcastle will make some changes to freshen up the squad. Josh Ward-Hibbert, Jordan Johnson head to the bench. Ricky McGill checking into the game, and Scott Spencer.
I don't think Newcastle's been this deep and had this strong of a bench all season, really. I think they've been struggling, and to see, you know, key pieces like a Will Neighbour, like a Josh Ward-Hibbert, being healthy, being able to give them extra minutes, this is perfect timing.
There is Josh Ward-Hibbert.
And along with all those Haribos, those, you know who those belong to.
Borsier.
There they are. Green, Taj Green, where is he? He is the Haribo king. And he actually told me, he said, hey, I think he like dropped 30 or something. He said, I didn't even have 1 Haribo.
Well, that's it. Maybe
said,
it's the key.
Yeah, I said, maybe that is the key.
Nutrition. Del Pesh.
Shoot it.
Well, the referees will discuss the call here. And a decision has been made. Blocking foul called.
Why didn't he
on the
shoot
floor.
it? If he had shot that, it would have been...
2 shots, correct.
Yeah. Look at this. He was thinking what he wanted to do. Here, take the hit, go up. It's like he froze.
Maybe in his head he thought he'd committed the offensive foul.
Right, yeah.
Just wanted to get on to the next play. Well, it's worked in their favour. The Newcastle Eagles, Whitfield, stopping and popping. Short inside the key.
Yeah, nice move from Whitfield. That little hesitation, and then the bump off, get the defense off of you. Good finish.
Lewis. To the hands of Jones, gives it straight back. Borsier, another triple for him, and another make for Mason.
Borsier scored all of Manchester's points, and they get the turnover.
Here's Lewis.
Again.
Borsier going again. He's feeling confident. Big offensive rebound for Lawton. Coming through the middle of the paint. Nick Lewis doesn't get the friendly bounce. Joe's tried to tip it in, and Scott Spencer with his hands on the ball. As Ricky McGill fires up another. No good for him. Well, since hitting those 4 threes, he's had a little bit of a cold spell.
Yeah, Walsh is the hot hand in this quarter. Scored all of Manchester's points.
Borsier, you mean?
Excuse me,
Yeah.
Borsier. Yes, thank you. That's why you're here. We're a team too.
Here's Nick Lewis looking down low. Shot clock winding down, and the foul is called, and another 2 shots to come now for the Manchester Giants. Chance to close the gap to 8. Scott Spencer had a really tough season. Spent a lot of time injured. Had to have, I believe, surgery. And since then, hasn't really found much form, Azania.
Yeah, and it's so difficult, especially, well, first of all, congratulations to be able to come back after a surgery. And, you know, it is difficult when you've missed a lot of time, a lot of practice time, but also game shape. To get into game shape takes, for me, even when I used to work out in the summer, I would do all these crazy workouts, but nothing can get you into basketball shape than playing ball and playing games.
Well, this season, he's taken a total of 28 three-point shots and 15 field goals in 18 games, averaging 7.7 minutes per game. Scott Spencer and 2.1 points per game. Now, drive to find a foe. Ricky McGill in the corner, the hesitation, eventually shoots another triple. He's cooled down very quickly, Azania. I'm looking for him to get some more triples up.
That's all right. I mean, you know, you started off hot, but now maybe as you cool off, get your teammates involved, get to the rim.
Lewis. Foul is called on the floor. Paul Cantwell and Brian Simonian. Full belief in that was an M1 play. Well, it is the last game of the season, and Simonian and Cantwell not showing any signs of slowing down their enthusiasm. Nick Lewis fires up the triple off to the side of the rim. Austin Jr. with the boards. Ricky McGill takes that decision you mentioned, Azania, doesn't opt to shoot it.
No.
Foul is called on the opposite end.
Good decision. Change it up. You know, sometimes you do start off hot, then you cool off. Now you got to figure it out. Here comes Taj Green. Hopefully he can get himself going also offensively.
Spencer in the corner. And a rebound for Lee. Lewis. Also a hard jab and drive. That goes out of bounds. Defoe running into the boards, the veteran.
I like to call him fine wine. Played 20 years. And, you know, is in pretty fine form.
He's in top form.
Yeah, top form.
Darius Defoe averaging 20 minutes per game.
Yeah.
6.3 points, 2.3 boards. As Austin Lawton goes up. And following that one up is William Lee, the Alabama jammer.
Yes, Lee, that's important.
Back to Darius Defoe, as we mentioned, you know, Newcastle have had a lot of injuries this season, and he's had to fill the void and has kept his place in the starting lineup.
Yep.
An unsportsmanlike foul has been called here.
Here he comes in, Lee, finishing at the top. And you're right, Lee has done very well in times. And his game kind of reminds me of Kevin Durant, to be honest. That long, high release in his jump shot. He's played really well. But anyway, Callum Jones will go and shoot the free throws. There was a...
unsportsmanlike foul?
Yes, there was.
Well, he's missed the first free throw. Sorry, the second free throw. When he's made the first free throw. Sideline ball now for the Manchester Giants. They're on a run. And close this game back to 6 points. Can they close the gap even more? So yes, they can. Nick Lewis, that'll do it.
Good decision by him. Lovely little jump shot.
Getting through the halfway point of the second.
Moving
And
screen.
an offensive foul called. Well, Darius Defoe. We're going to have a quick break here as the Newcastle Eagles are facing off the Manchester Giants, who are rallying back into this one. We'll be back with you after this. Mason Borsier.
13 points. He's had a good second quarter.
3 for 4 from downtown for him. 4 for 6 from the field overall. 2 dimes and a steal as well. As William Lee tries to find Lawton. Larry Austin Jr. capitalizes on the slip from Lawton. He's going to throw it off to Taj Green, cocking one back.
Yes, and that's where Austin Jr. makes his money. He smells out any time that he can steal that ball and then rewards Taj Green.
Lee. Oh, and a high post entry for Nick Lewis.
Looking really nice on that. Much better offense from Manchester. Just got to figure out a few stops. They get a steal.
Turnover, Nick Lewis opts to slow things down. William Lee, catch and shoot 3, it's good! Gets the Manchester crowd up off their feet as it's a 1-point ball game.
There we go. When you play the defense into the offense, they're playing with confidence, they're moving the ball. This Manchester team, I wish I saw a bit of this energy throughout the season.
Spencer. Down low, Defoe. The half-turn, Darius Defoe. Silky smooth, big fella.
Hey, rewinding back the time. He was looking young in that move to here. What?
Nick Lewis trying to fix the net. No good. Ricky McGill, one-on-one. Bye-bye, Lewis. All the way to the bucket. No good. A fight for the rebound, Giants. They have it now. Lawton, Jones, corner. Nick Lewis should have shot that. Tried to pump fake Green.
And Austin Jr. all over it again, making it difficult.
Callum Jones from the free throw line misses that one. Could have found a better shot there, Manchester.
Yeah, I think the Lewis one in the corner, you're right. When he shoots in rhythm, he's fantastic. But, you know, Taj Green, he is a blocking machine also. Hey, I'm a poet, I didn't even know it.
Oof. Wow, calling that one in. Ricky McGill, the handle and the one-handed. Mama, look, no ice.
Newcastle's showing off a little bit.
This is it. We're getting close to an all-star game, Azania. Here we go. Lewis. William Lee. Big rebound there for Ricky McGill. Almost gets past Callum Jones. He just holds him up enough. William Lee throwing up to Lawton. Not high enough. Lawton inside though for 2, and that's a turnover that Newcastle could have done without.
Yeah, I'm loving the energy. I'm loving the, you know, aggression, not backing down. Both of these teams came to play.
Well, you don't want to finish your regular season with a loss, especially if you've had a season like the Manchester Giants have. Give it everything. Nick Lewis wrapping it around his back. William Lee, you got to make it. He does make it. It's a long 2 and back to 1 point the difference.
Cut it up, put it on the highlight reel behind the back. Lewis. Okay.
Defoe, he pulls up for the long-range double.
Defoe. What did these boys eat for breakfast and lunch?
We mentioned they both played less than 24 hours ago, and this is the action that they're providing for us live on the British Basketball League YouTube channel. Make sure you like and subscribe. Big shout out to all our viewers on TikTok and on Twitch also. Here is William Lee. Shot clock winding down. He's got to get it off here. William Lee. He beats the buzzer, according to the officials. Taj Green, defensive boards. In the corners, Ricky McGill for his 5th triple. No good. Lewis. Oh, what hands that is from Larry Austin Jr. Refs allowing these teams to get physical here, Azania.
Yes,
William Lee. Oh, my goodness. I'm just trying to find a moment here of where we can actually have a conversation, and that's our chance.
I haven't said anything in a couple of seconds because, wow, the action has gone back to back. You know, dunking, passing, good defense. I'm really liking the energy that both of these teams, especially for Manchester, playing hard in front of your home crowd for one last time of this season. Incredible.
Well, 34.6 seconds on the clock, 9 seconds remaining on the shot clock. Timeout call. 42 to 45 the score. Manchester Giants will be talking it over. Let's take a look back at these ones. Well, first is this Larry Austin Jr. handoff to Green for the jam.
Yeah, that was really smart. You can see him break away. I'll give you the pass.
William Lee draining a triple. Defoe, this move here.
Yes.
Silky smooth to the reverse, did everything, fundamentals.
He's locked in. And then this behind the back by Lewis. Pulled up on the money.
I think William Lee was a little annoyed that where he received the ball, it was a little bit behind him, so he took that half step forward and he was just inside the three-point line.
Yeah. That was great. Thank you for that little highlight.
Well, Mark Schutel there talking it over with his team. Finds himself in a close ball game.
Yeah,
Don't forget, this is one of 2 games today.
yes.
The B-Brawn Sheffield Sharks at home at their fortress, the Shark Tank, against the Plymouth City Patriots, who could potentially face finishing bottom of the table.
Well, it's a difficult place to play in Sheffield. They're 12-4 at home. Anyway, here, let's see just at what they drew up.
Lee. Lewis, great work, and that's and one, baby.
On the floor.
No! Referee has called it on the floor, and Paul Cantwell, Brian Simonian making their case. And he's asking the question, why is it 2 shots? Well, it's 2 shots, Brian, because it's team foul trouble. The foul was called on the floor. And it's not 2 shots because of it was a foul in the act of shooting. And now he's going to discuss the call with the referee. And the official is saying, this is my lip reading skills, it's when the ball comes to rest in the hand of the attacking player. As Nick Lewis makes the first free throw. It's only a couple years ago where he introduced the new guidance on travelling regulations, the 0 step, and
Yeah. The gather step, the step
Correct.
back. That was the NBA, didn't it, really?
I feel like with FIBA basketball, it just seems a little bit more refined, clearer. Referees
Oh, yeah, it
have had
is.
a lot of work to do to try and, you know, build a new habit of calling travelling calls and making the correct foul call as well. It's offensive board after offensive board here for the Giants. They're going to go for the final shot. Can they tie the game? Evan Walsh in the corner. Nick Stanley for the 3. It's good! And at half-time, the Manchester Giants have taken the lead against the Newcastle Eagles. They started off half from behind the 3 with Ricky McGill, but Nick Stanley says, no, Ricky, you got to do it for the full 20 minutes in the half, and Manchester Giants are on top.
Perfect finish. And that's how you want to go into the locker room with confidence here. Walsh, it could have been a foul, drives all the defense, gets sucked in so then he can kick it out, wide open shot, and the crowd love it.
Well, we are loving it too, and I hope you are at home. Make sure you join us at the half-time break for analysis. We'll be back with you after this. Welcome back. British Basketball League Championship action as the Manchester Giants are in the lead. Yes, again, they're in the lead against the Newcastle Eagles, this time by 1 point, 46-45. I'm Tahi Hajat alongside Azania Stewart. It's been a really close game so far.
Close and exciting. So much energy. Both teams have come to play. Lots of offense and actually flashy offense. Quite fun to commentate.
It's great for watching as well. Let's take a look at the halftime stats. What's catching your eye here, Azania?
Well, Newcastle Eagles came out hot and heavy from the three-point line, 53%. But for me, also Manchester Giants doing a wonderful job cleaning up the offensive boards, and they're 19-13. But for me, it was their energy that they needed to have this lead.
There's your halftime stats for you overall. Let's take a look at the story of the half, and there was a story to tell. Well, because the Manchester Giants did get the first bucket of the game, but after that in the first quarter, 30-point performance as a team. Ricky McGill had 12 of them. He knocked down 4 triples from behind the arc, one after the other.
He
also had time to find his teammates under the bucket too.
Absolutely, and he cooled off a little bit. But then also, I just felt like once I kind of was mad at them, wasn't I, Manchester Giants? They weren't moving the ball, but it was a different game. There's one of McGill's three-point shot. But here, look, wide open. When they moved the ball, that's when Manchester looked fantastic.
Well, there were turnovers at vital times of the game, but creating plays. Taj Green with one of his jams in this one. A second quarter of 27-15 in the Manchester Giants' favour. After a flurry of plays from the Newcastle Eagles. William Lee, the Alabama jammer, reformed, getting up top.
Yeah, there he is when his feet are set. And then some good minutes from Josh Ward-Hibbert, around 5 minutes and 6 points he had. That was great job by him. This man right here, fine wine, Defoe.
Well, the wraparound back pass from Nick Lewis, finding William Lee to close that game to 1 point the difference. Darius Defoe trying to put some space in between these two teams, but it wasn't enough because Nick Stanley put the Manchester Giants in the lead at halftime, 46-45. Well, there you have it. An exciting second half is coming up. But before that, your chance to lock into some of the action from yesterday as the Newcastle Eagles took on the Cheshire Phoenix. But before then, let's take a look back at Sky Sports action as the London Lions took on the Surrey Scorchers.
Big dunk coming as Connor Morgan breaks down the lane and throws it home. Over to Morgan on the corner, nice head fake, and a lane opens up. Oh, mercy.
Mohamed lights it up. He's feeling good. He's hit 2 now, isn't he?
Cholo Vincent's going to get his first shot.
Hey!
And buries it. Beautiful pass from the big man. Connor Morgan this time. And that's called continuation. Matt Morgan all-star style. Deep range 3 coming from Connor Morgan. David Mwala cuts through the offense and absolutely freezes the defense with that look away. Mohamed had a hot hand earlier, and he continues to have a hot hand. They needed that 3 in a big-time way now with 2:50 to play in the first half. Nice step back there, and Andrew Lawrence buries it. Good help defense there. Connor Morgan, head up. Matt Morgan leaves it flying and dumps it in. Tariq Phillip as Morgan with a beautiful dish to the high-flying Tariq Phillip. Surrey has to make some kind of run.
Yeah, I think that's so important, and why not?
Cooper on the money. Sam can show the youngster he's still got some moves in those University of Wisconsin legs. Yes, he does! That one taken away, pocket pick by Kareem Queeley, and Kareem Queeley gets it on the dunk party.
Particular numbers and good grown man move also, Andrew Lawrence.
Chuloviscus up and under, his shot blocked away by Sharma. And the ball is left, and the youngster back-to-back buckets. Well, the London Lions get the victory after trailing 6-0 early, and the game ends up a 97-85. So they have beaten the Surrey Scorchers 4 times this year by an average of 12 points a game.
Oh, nice pass, and laid in by Jack, cutting back door. Defoe, good pass, and Taj Green rocks the rim with the jam.
And we don't give Defoe enough credit.
Johnson driving in, he's foul. Will that go? Yes, it will, and one for Jordan Johnson.
He just finds the smallest of seams to get through.
Oh, Delpesh is left wide alone, and he lays it in.
Larry Austin Jr.'s pass right through the middle of those two defenders.
Nice spin. Aaron Ryan, we've been seeing that all season. Well, Rideau needs to get the shot away. It does off the glass.
He's so crafty.
Here's Rye. Well, unorthodox shot off the glass, but what a finish.
Turnaround of 1 foot fading away.
Delpesh quickly down the other end. That's what Newcastle want to do. Johnson fakes the three behind the back pass. Oh, Delpesh with the finish through the foul. Rye with the rebound. And nice pass out in front, and the jam from Kristen for 2. Well, Green underneath jams it in.
Yeah, not a mistake there on that finish.
Rideau gets his body into Green, who commits the foul, and he'll go to the line for a bonus. Poked away, and McGill's going to get 2 on the board as well. Austin out to Johnson for 3, and he strings the triple. Newcastle have their biggest lead of the game.
They're punishing Cheshire in one-on-one.
White knocks down the 3. You know he's not going to go a whole game without making one eventually. Here is Whitfield underneath, in off the glass.
Ricky McGill, what an assist.
Stolen away by McGill. McGill running it back. Great fast break. The Newcastle Eagles, they've really managed to keep that scoreboard ticking in the second half, particularly. 29. Oh, will that count? Oh my goodness, what a shot that is from Jordan Johnson. Jack will fire up a 3 on the buzzer. That will not go, and the Newcastle Eagles' final regular season home game has ended in victory. I mean, impressive win.
British Basketball League Championship action. We're getting ready for this second half, and we're looking forward to see if it is exactly the same as the first. My name is Ty Hadja alongside Azania Stewart for this one. Azania, we need to have a look at the league standings, because as it stands, there's a slight permutation we need to be aware of, and that's the Newcastle Eagles. They're in 5th position, but of course, if they win today and Sheffield Sharks lose, then they can hop in to 4th position, and it will also mean the Leicester and Surrey outcome has a big difference on that. Manchester Giants, so if they win today, they are guaranteed 9th position. It's not much of an achievement, but it's a consolation prize nonetheless.
Yeah, nobody wants to be at the bottom of the pile, do they?
No one wants to be at the bottom of the pile. Well, let's take a look at the results and fixtures then for you. It's been a long weekend of action. It's not over yet, though. London Lions with victory live on Sky Sports against the Surrey Scorchers. The Eagles winning less than 24 hours ago against the Cheshire Phoenix. Bristol Flyers losing at home against the Gladiators. And the Riders losing at home against the Manchester Giants. Now, these two teams go head-to-head, 46-45 the score. Sharks versus Plymouth City Patriots later on. Make sure you join us for that. Surrey Scorchers versus Riders, and Cheshire Phoenix versus the London Lions. What a way to end the regular season tomorrow, live on the British Basketball League YouTube channel alongside Dan Routledge and Ant Rowe. Well, the fans have packed out the arena. Mark Strutel, what are we thinking he would have said at halftime, Azania?
Well, first of all, I just want to shout out both of these teams because they did play yesterday, and that is very difficult with travel, being able to recover very quickly. But what did he say at halftime? Okay, I'm thinking let's slow down. Let's take our time, let's share the ball. He seemed very focused. I think also maybe he uses his bench and that will keep some fresh legs in. But it was a high octane first half, and I really enjoyed that.
Well, let's see if it remains high octane. It would be a great way for these two teams to finish their regular season campaign. Manchester Giants don't want all of their weekend's efforts to be in vain. Here's Jordan Johnson.
He hasn't scored yet, has he?
No, well, he has not, no. And the one to watch
I know.
is not very watchable today.
I know. There's not many that don't show up when I pick them to keep an eye out.
He's a safe bet. That's the
donut.
stat line as well. But he is a safe bet. You know,
He
you can't
is.
deny what he's
He is.
achieved over this season. He's the man that the Newcastle Eagles have relied on to pour points in the bucket for them. I mean,
Yeah. And some days it's just not your day, and there's other things that you can do, like play defense.
like play defense.
It's not a stat.
Which is what he's been succumbed to doing in this game. And deflected there off the fingertips of Mason Borsier, and Jordan Johnson will now be the sideline inbounder.
Yes, and you know, Jordan Johnson can fill it up and really quickly. So yes, he started slow, but there's a whole new half of basketball to be had.
Well, here is Larry Austin Jr. Don't jump, William Lee swiping down on the back of Larry Austin.
I think that's a really big foul. I feel like his neck kind of
Jolted.
jolted. Thank you, that's a lovely word. No, the neck jolted as Lee hit him, but let's have a look if we can. Here we go, thank you very much. Look, as he fakes, he comes back, and it gets hit multiple times, really.
William Lee called for the foul. Austin Jr. on the free throw line. Chance to tie the game or to take the lead. And he is 63% from the free throw line this season.
Back to a tied game. Take the lead here. What was that game that we worked together and we said back to a tie game about 20 times?
I think it was the last game we
Yeah.
did. And I
We've done
can't
so
remember
many.
what it was.
We've done so many together. It's been a long season. It's the last weekend of regular season and we're going into playoffs.
Well, I think you'll agree with me. There's a big shout out to the production team who have done each and every single game. I mean, we get to have a break, don't we? And, I mean, if we had a choice, you know, executive producer Neil could put us on every game, but that's not fair, Azania.
Yeah.
So we share the load like a
Sharing's
team
caring,
would.
yep.
But the production team, they have very few opportunities to do that. And it can be difficult, you know, sometimes throughout the season. It can be challenging if there's any technical issues, technical problems. Just like that, when the cameraman is fading away and you don't expect him to.
But it's all right. And Green, lovely play, gets fouled. We'll go to the line for 2.
So misses the first. And it's also not to forget, this is a groundbreaking season in regards of coverage for the British Basketball League. You know, we're over in the States, broadcasted live on TikTok, on Twitch, live on the British Basketball League YouTube channel.
Sky.
Yeah,
Big Sky Sports.
But don't forget, all the action continues for the play off the road to the Yoto Arena. Don't miss a game, don't miss a beat. Things heat up to find out who this year's playoff champions will be. Taj Green is going to get an extra bite of the cherry here because I believe Nick Lewis stepped in too early. Unless he was shooting a 3 and I missed it. And he's missed all of those.
The crowd loved that. They did their job. 6th man.
There's nothing worse when a crowd doesn't do their job.
Yeah.
When the away team shooting a free throw.
Yeah, it's like, make noise. Wow.
They're being too polite.
Gosh, this went from a great basketball match in the first and now wrestling moves. Everyone's just taking each other out.
It's turning a little turgid at this moment in time.
Just need to clean it up and execute.
Here is Lewis. William Lee tries to get it to go off the glass, and he does. Long arms.
That's what I'm talking about, that high release.
Johnson kicking it out to Defoe. The handoff back, and that's great work there. Darius Defoe gets the friendly roll. I thought he was going to stuff that.
Oh, the beautiful movement. I'm telling you, he is winding back the time, and I'm really enjoying it. Okay, Defoe.
Nick Lewis, finger roll with the finish. Now, I was going to say poetry in motion, but there's that Portuguese type of poetry. It's called fado, isn't it? And it's quite slow, and it's quite emotional, and that's what I think of when I watch Darius Defoe.
And then McGill, sorry. Then finally heats back up.
Deflected there to avoid the pass going to Lewis. No look pass to Taj Green, who smokes the dunk. Rim check. Lewis, Boursier keeps the dribble alive. In fact, no, he does not. Travel violation call.
Yeah, had to get that ball down quicker. And here it is. Here's the poetry and motion that we spoke about.
Portuguese poetry, fado. If you ever have a bit to a fado bar, you got to go and check it out. You might leave there crying, but it'll be beautiful. And you'll have a few custard tarts as well.
Hey, I like a custard tart, to be fair.
Say that again.
I like a custard tart.
Yeah,
to be
top
fair.
tier.
Yeah.
Bastandignata. Apologies for our pronunciation on that one. Here's Ricky McGill. High off the backboard and in for 2. Now he's got back to his scoring ways, Azania.
There he is. There's 5 points, back-to-back scores from the 3, then in the guts and finishing. And so now Newcastle take the lead by 1.
Lewis tripped up. 2 shots to come now for Nick Lewis. On his way to scoring, and Darius Defoe, a little smile and a shrug. Taj Green punching the chair.
He's upset.
He takes his 3rd personal foul in this game. Defoe also has 3 personal. Taj Green will get back on the bike and get back on the saddle.
Yeah.
Is the way to deal with it.
They do. Tour de Manchester right now is what he's doing. But yeah, you just got to relax a little bit, take a moment. As he's got 3 fouls, so he's probably not going to see the rest of this quarter.
Maybe he's the British Basketball League representative for the Tour de France next year, Taj Green.
But back to a tied game and can take the lead here with this free throw.
Nick Lewis does that.
Great crowd. this evening.
Yeah, it is great
really,
crowd time.
really great crowd to come out and support the Manchester Giants of the last game of the season for them.
Josh Ward-Hibbert for three, and he continues to pick up where he left off.
And even though Jordan Johnson still hasn't scored, you see he brings so much attention from that defense and swung that ball to a wide open Josh Ward-Hibbert.
Lawton. Rebound for Stampley. Coach Mark Stutel wanted to push in the back foul there on the rebound. Johnson to the crossover. Nice pass to Defoe. Nice ball movement there from the Eagles.
Beautiful basketball. Well shared.
Boursier. Lewis. Offensive foul is called. That'll be called on Austin Lawton. Illegal screen. As you said, Jordan Johnson just doing the simple things well. Handing out dimes.
Let's have a look at this.
Yeah. He's just kept his leg stuck out there.
Yeah. Good second angle.
Yeah, but it's smart from Jordan Johnson because he kept attacking that leg rather than trying to work his way around it. Now I'm just going to attack this leg. He's got to get out of my way now. Johnson handing it off to Larry Austin Jr. Dives on the ball. Jordan Johnson now retreats out to the three-point line. 5 seconds on the clock. Driving all the way, and foul is called. 2 shots to come. Can he break the 0-point barrier on these two free throws?
Good job from Johnson to stay in poise. And there we go. We're going to put it back up there. Thank you. Even though he hasn't scored and no rebounds, he's 4 assists, but he's also doing multiple things on defense and being aggressive. And sometimes, you know, life is like a box of chocolates. You never know what you're going to get. And there it is. There's his first points.
Well, he's 83.5% from the free throw line this season. He's had 231 trips there, made 193 of them.
You know,
there is.
Yeah, there it is, 2 points. And also, he sits second in the league in assists per game, 6 assists. So he's on par for that with 4 so far.
Boursier. Trying to find the next pass, finds Nick Lewis. Fading away, Nick Lewis, and Manchester Giants needed that bucket to keep applying the pressure. Johnson awaiting the screen. Defoe tries to seal, shaking off Robertin. Screen comes again on the ball. Jordan Johnson steps back for 3, and now we're starting to see one of the top scorers in the league open his bank account and find the confidence.
And that's all I say sometimes when you're scoring. It isn't a drought. Seeing the ball go through the net at the free throw line, and then it starts to heat up.
Jones, Stampley, lofted inside to Robertin. Defoe's there to put pressure on the ball. Nick Lewis, ridiculous. Nick Lewis with the sniper triple.
Yeah, from far away. Clock was running down.
Johnson drives but lose possession on the drive ball rotation. Josh Ward-Hibbert, another 3, so close for Josh Ward-Hibbert.
Oh, that's unlucky. Rattles in and out. But once again, good ball movement by Newcastle Eagles.
It's the first missed triple for Josh Ward-Hibbert in this game. 3 for 4 now. Lewis, Boursier lining up a triple for him. Nick Stampley rising up. Offensive boards, offensive finish.
Good job, Stampley.
The foul called as Austin Jr. goes downhill. Oh, a little bit of... Have you ever played that game Slap? That's the only thing I think about when you put your 2 hands in front. You got to tap your friend's hand affectionately. That's what I was imagining there. You couldn't catch him.
Yeah, but Austin Jr. saying, "Don't touch me, get off of me." And you know, the competitiveness in this game, the aggressor. Nobody wants to back down. And Austin Jr. to the line.
Well, Jones and Austin Jr. dab it up just to make sure that they stay friends. But right now, we're going to take a break. Make sure you join us after this. Nick Lewis.
The logo, yeah. Good job from him, you know. He's never shy to take a shot like that. Connects, the shot clock was running down. Decided to let it go.
Newcastle extend their lead to 3 with Larry Austin Jr. on the free throw line. 3 minutes 17 seconds remaining in the third quarter in what has been an entertaining game to watch. Remember, Newcastle chasing that victory to give them all possible hope of attaining that 4th position, heading into the playoffs, a home court advantage available for them. But of course, lots of permutations around that. Nick Lewis, though, don't care. He's just going to chuck them up and hope they fall. And they are falling.
They are, and he's shooting them in rhythm, and you know, he can get hot. He's a streaky shooter. Good answer, yes. Sorry, go ahead.
He had 23 points last night.
Yeah.
He's still got the hot hand. Oh, my goodness. That's not exactly the three-point shooting we're referring to there, as Del Pesh comes up with the boards.
Newcastle doing a wonderful job on the offensive end, giving themselves chances.
Nice pass there from Ricky McGill. And one.
Sorry, got excited.
Oh, get excited. That's what it's all about.
Look at this. Little dump off pass. He does get bumped and hit by multiple players. It's the right call, and it came from the 3 offensive rebounds that Newcastle kept the possession alive. Needed it when you're in this type of game.
Well, Del Pesh moves up to 6 points in this game. He's not missed a field goal, but he had missed 2 free throws prior to making that one. 7 points personal for him in 7, or just over 7 minutes of action. Lewis throwing it up to DJ Robertin. Can't quite get the finish, Robertin. Larry Austin Jr. going all the way to the reverse. Nick Lewis does enough to put him off. Evan Walsh off to the races, as we know he likes to do. Jordan, or should I say Ricky McGill. Eyes focused, claiming that back.
Great defense by him. The shot clock hasn't reset, but Ricky McGill, that's where Walsh is, you know, in his bag in that offensive drive and transition. But McGill to get back, steal the ball right out of his hands. Wonderful job. Austin Jr. will take a rest. He's played some wonderful minutes also. He plays so hard. He's constantly chasing the ball, so he'll take a seat. He kind of looks like he's grimacing also.
A little hurt. That'll be not good news for the Newcastle Eagles if he goes down with injury. Well, Devon Whitfield finds himself wide open for 3. Offensive boards. Whitfield, second chance at it. No good. Maybe a third. Passes up the opportunity. McGill, Josh Ward-Hibbert. Whitfield was there again, but Jordan Johnson now gets a crack at the three-point shot. No good for him either.
Manchester lucky in that one. Yet again, Newcastle doing a great job on the boards. They've got to execute here. Manchester just keep chipping away.
Nick Lewis almost has his pocket picked. Nick Lewis knocking down the triple.
Good job, Lewis. Johnson tried to
Interception now. Callum Jones. Oh, bye-bye. Behind the back with the move. Stampley. Pull up 3. Oh, my goodness. Manchester Giants. Where has this been all season?
And the crowd absolutely love it. Good job, Manchester. Drains the 3. They're not going anywhere.
What a turnaround in those 2 possessions for the Manchester Giants. Whitfield. Delpeche. Callum Jones is everywhere on help defense. They're out in transition. They got numbers. Emma Walsh wraps it round the other side, and it's in the hands of the Eagles now. Would have been the icing on the cake with that. Devon Whitfield blocked by Robertson. 7 foot of him.
Good job, Robertson, just staying long and lean and not giving up on that shot.
Well, the Manchester Giants have the final possession of the 3rd quarter. Nick Lewis again. Well, see. Oh, and a foul is called. That'll be called, and I believe Stampley. 2 shots to come. Team foul trouble for Manchester. Chance to tie it up again. It's the last game of the season. Nick Lewis, why not? Why not?
Yeah. Stampley though, that was a bit of an out of control foul. And here, let's have a look at this. See, Ricky McGill came to steal the ball, so it put him out of position. Look, so he's wide open, has so much time. Yeah,
little look over his shoulder like, where you going?
Yeah, double check.
Oh dear. 20 points personal there for Nick Lewis. 7 dimes, 3 away from a double-double. Josh Ward-Hibbert brings the game back to 1. If he makes this all square going into the 4th and final quarter, I ain't mad at that. I'm looking forward to it. Which is a phrase I've not said many times towards the latter stages of the season when in regards to a Manchester game. And Ward-Hibbert knocks down the 2nd.
Manchester figuring it out, and this is what I wanted them to play for, is pride.
Out of bounds. 0.4 seconds on the clock. Let's see what the Eagles do with this. They're just going to get it in, or are they going to give it a go here?
It looks like they are.
Well, I don't think it's a timeout. They were just going to check the clock, and basically in that moment Mark Struto had a chance to give a quick instruction. Josh Ward-Hibbert, that's definitely after the buzzer. Well, there we go, the 3rd quarter, it's all square. 4th and final quarter coming up after the break. Don't miss it. Here we go. A 24-25 quarter in favour of the Newcastle Eagles bring this ball game tied 70 apiece for a potentially epic final 10 minutes. But of course, the Newcastle Eagles, if they want that home court advantage, a chance at fourth place in the standings, then they need to win this game and hope for other results to go their way. Foul is called here.
And that's a huge point you make to have home court advantage for the playoffs is massive, and especially in Newcastle, their fans are incredible. They definitely help them in any way they can. So this is an important game. You can't, you know, relax here.
And a foul is called off the ball. And Callum Jones, he'll collect that one.
And just to add, you know, usually around this time of the season, these games don't mean anything, especially for Manchester, who aren't going to the playoffs, but they're playing hard like they are in the playoffs. So I love this energy.
Well, there's Del Pesh following up on the play. Newcastle with the lead. They had the lead also, as many as 6 points or maybe even more in that third quarter. Manchester Giants brought it right back. Can't take any lead for granted so far in this game. Offensive foul is called.
Foul.
Robertin called for that foul.
Yep, on the screen, moving screen. So he's going to have to sit down, and Lee will come back into the game.
And that is only the first personal foul for Robertin in this game. He's only played just over 10 minutes. No points, 1 rebound, 1 assist, 1 block. Josh Ward-Hibbert looking to the high post to Defoe, using his footwork to find a shot. Walsh. Walsh still with possession, has to go alone here. Evan Walsh to the right hand, and Darius Defoe
just knocks him out, doesn't he?
Core strength. Johnson to the 3 ball for Josh Ward-Hibbert, who knocks down another.
Good job, Josh. He's finding himself so wide open because his friends are driving in, sucking in the defense.
4 for 6 from behind the arc.
Yes, he is. So glad he's back.
Nick Lewis is trying to find the next pass here. Somehow that ball has ended up back in his hands. Clock winding down, they've got to get a shot off here. Nick Lewis turnaround. And that does not touch the rim. So, shot clock violation. Newcastle Eagles possession.
Yeah, he didn't know it, but good defense from Newcastle, figuring out how to get it done. Score is they're up 5 now. And I'm going back to Josh Ward-Hibbert. Find him a shot somehow.
And he's got 14 points.
Here he is with the ball.
Ripping through, trying to find a way to the bucket. Instead, he just chucks it, and now Giants have the ball. The clock was winding down there. Had to find
There it is, 14.3.
opportunity to score, and an offensive foul called there. Nick Lewis will be called for that one for a push, and Josh Ward-Hibbert earns the ball back for the Eagles.
He does. Plays into that one a little bit, but Lewis doesn't need to extend the arm. Makes it easy for the referee to call that. Here it is, look. Just pushes him off. Easy call.
In a scrimmage, that's not getting called there.
Absolutely not, but we're not in a scrimmage.
We're in a FIBA regulated game of basketball. Here is Darius Defoe fading away. William Lee comes up. Good on the offensive glass, or the defensive glass. Get him offensive and defensive. Mixed up all over the place today.
Right.
Here is Callum Jones. William Lee lining up another 3.
Yeah.
It's good, William Lee.
Yeah, Good offense, wide open Lee. Good job for Callum Jones coming off of that screen. It's down 2.
His second triple of the game. Jordan Johnson.
Easy. That first quick step.
5 points, or 4 points remains the difference. 7 minutes remaining in this one. Check out the bench points, 32 from Newcastle. Jordan Johnson picking that pass away. He's keeping it alive. He finds Josh Ward here, but Jordan Johnson all about him on that play as the timeout will be called. Newcastle Eagles 79-73, the intangibles.
Yes, good job. Newcastle doing a wonderful job on the defense, really making it hard for Manchester. A couple of those possessions. One, they get a shot clock violation with Lewis in the corner. Don't even get a shot up. And they're getting the steal. Josh running out in the break. Good couple of minutes by Newcastle. Oh, there we go. Dance moves. Hey.
This is it. Got Newcastle Eagles jersey there. That's what we like to see.
Clippers, and then what's this one?
Yeah, I mean, we need to zoom in on that. It's got Toronto Raptors on it.
Oh, we gotta zoom in for the dance moves.
Yeah, and the dance moves. This kid's he's taking his top off. Right, he's swinging it around. Well,
it is a fun time. Why not?
Well, tonight's game, Sheffield Sharks taking on the Plymouth City Patriots. Live at 8 o'clock on the British Basketball League YouTube channel, on TikTok and on Twitch. Make sure you join us for that one. Also, start to let us know in the YouTube comments or whichever platform you're watching on, who is going to be tonight's game MVP. And then there's 2 games tomorrow. The Surrey Scorchers taking on the Leicester Riders at 3 o'clock. Important game in regards to permutations. And what a way to finish the season. A rematch of the British Basketball League Trophy Final. First place second, the Cheshire Phoenix welcome the London Lions at 6 p.m. Blockbuster Sunday viewing ahead of the playoffs.
I'm gonna have to watch that one. I'm not working it, but I'll definitely will have it. It'll be our friends Dan Routledge and Ant Rowe.
Dangerous duo on the mic.
Yeah, 1-2 punch, love them too. There we go.
Pick and roll.
What are we, alley-oop and dunk?
Alley-oop and dunk.
Do you like that for us?
Yeah, as long as you dunking. It is Jordan Johnson on the free throw line. Makes play count. And there was a technical foul called in the game. And that's why Jordan Johnson had that free throw. Lewis. Lee off the glass again, William Lee. Well, it was a bench technical foul, as what we can see from the stats. William Lee officially double-double in this game now. 16 points, 10 rebounds for him. Evan Walsh pushes it forward. Lewis waits for his teammates to get over the halfway line. Jones, the handoff. Nick Lewis turns the corner. Tries to hold the shot back a little to avoid the block. Overpowers the attempted finish. Johnson. McGill. Johnson waits for the ball screen. Oh, and that's a big swipe from William Lee.
Big block from Lee and then a foul. Good job by Lee coming over and helping.
Boos around the arena because they'll be asking for an unsportsmanlike foul, Manchester.
Another double-double. Lee, 14 points, 10 rebounds and 3 assists. That's a lovely stat line, and still 5 minutes, 35 seconds. Here's the block as well to add to his stat line. Good defense, protects the rim, and they're off to the races.
Also a double-double for Nick Stampley in this game. Quietly going about his business. 12 points, 10 rebounds for him. And as mentioned earlier on, Nick Lewis is 3 assists away from a 20-point and 10 assist.
Lee.
Double-double. William Lee continues.
Gets to his bag. His favourite shot, the jump shot, the pull-up. It's unstoppable.
Austin Jr. Josh Ward-Hibbert looking for the seal inside there against Jones.
Yeah, working hard. Shot clock running down.
Well, missed shot and another opportunity for the Manchester Giants. Evan Walsh, nothing called. Ball knocked away from his possession. End line for the Giants. And we're going to have a quick break here. Don't go anywhere. Close ball game. Crowd bringing the energy.
That's for sure. Look, she's recording it and loving it. They've been fantastic today. Can they push their Manchester Giants to get the last win of regular season before they go fishing?
Well, Ricky McGill, he's got other plans. And Evan Walsh is going to commit the hard foul. Ricky McGill didn't like that. There was no malice behind it from Evan Walsh, but it was a little overzealous.
Yeah, big foul. Make sure he doesn't score. It is a hit to the head. But he says, my bad, right away. He said, I'm going for the ball. Hey, I read his lips there. It's pretty good.
It's a new skill to add to the curriculum vitae. Ricky McGill on the free throw line. He has 19 points, 7 rebounds, 4 assists, 2 steals. Leading scorer in this game for the Newcastle Eagles.
Rattles that one in.
That is his 20th point of the game. 3 rebounds away from a double-double for Ricky McGill. As he knocks down the second.
And he had 24 last night, 5 rebounds and 5 assists. And there's Stampley, he's on 4 fouls. He's got to be careful.
As we mentioned, he's quietly gone about his business. 12 points, 11 rebounds, Nick Stampley. Now he's one-on-one with Defoe here. Evan Walsh did a good job with that, but should have finished on the near side of the bucket.
Yeah, and he's looking for a foul constantly. Get the turnover here.
Lee calling for the screen. Jones. Handoff now to Stampley.
Keep him in that corner.
The double team was there. Nick Stampley just trying to battle his way through.
Great defense.
Defense comes good. A foul called. And that foul, technical foul also called here. Okay, I'm trying to make sense of what the official has called here, because I saw a zero
Me
and a
too.
point to the Newcastle bench and a technical foul. And that, I believe, would be on Ricky McGill. I thought then he called a technical foul on Nick Lewis.
Oh, maybe he was saying 0 will be shooting.
Walsh heads to the bench. Borsier into the game.
Gosh.
Well, we'll get confirmation for you very shortly. McGill knocks down the freebie. So if there was a technical foul the other way, Manchester would shoot it, but there isn't. It's an end-line possession for Manchester. So I can only think the foul was called incorrectly there, unless you called the regular foul on McGill and the technical foul on Nick Lewis. Oh. So Nick Lewis and Ricky McGill registered both a technical foul. Usually in those situations, sometimes it cancels itself out, but McGill shot the free throw and Manchester didn't.
Yeah, I'm confused about that because in the stats it says they both have a technical foul.
Well, here is Ricky McGill. McGill staying hot.
Staying calm and smooth into that shot.
Here is Nick Lewis. A hesitation. Foul call, then one, Nick Lewis.
Lewis doing what he does best. He sucked the whole defense in it. Here it is, a little hesitation beats Delpesh. They could bring it back within 5 with this free throw.
Well, chance at the old-fashioned three-point play. As Lewis completes it. Five points is the difference with just over 3 minutes remaining. McGill, no good this time. Big boards from Stampley. He's been all over the glass in this game.
Yeah, he has. Huge rebound, well needed. One tough shot and gets the rebound.
Stampley again now for three. Nick Stampley comes up huge for the Manchester Giants. And the buzzer will sound. The timeout will come with 2:49 remaining in the fourth. It's a 2-point ball game. Manchester Giants. Nick Stampley getting it done.
Here he is with a little fade screen, sets his feet, puts him on. 15 points now. And remember, he has 4 fouls. He's playing like no other. Big shot.
Well, earlier on in the season, we could see he had that repertoire, the ability to rebound, the ability to score. He was one of the team's more successful recruits this season. And he's also been around for the majority of the season as well. And it's great to see him finishing this season on a high for whatever may potentially come for the rest of his professional basketball career.
That's such a great point. And, you know, he came off the bench for them. Was so important. He's played really well, and so you're right. For him to finish this season like this, I'm happy for him.
Mark Schutel forced to draw it up to avoid loss in Manchester. Well, don't forget, in the run-up to the O2 Arena, the playoff championship final, double-double with my brothers, Derek Eze and Stat Kadzunge. They're going to be talking it over live on TikTok, on YouTube, and on Twitch. So make sure you check that out.
I got to go on that in the All-Star.
The All-Star game. So they were there at the All-Star game.
live.
They'll be there at the final again, I believe.
Yeah.
And it's just nice to have
fun.
that live reaction element to it and see what people are thinking throughout the game, and also be able to interact with the fans in a different way.
Yeah, get little interviews, and yeah, it was a really lovely added piece.
Well, here is Delpeche. Handoff now to Ricky McGill. What a pass that was to find Defoe. Josh Ward-Hibbert back to Defoe. He's got to shoot the long two. He does that, rolls in and out of the ring. The Manchester Giants, they have the ball.
You live with that. That's Defoe's bread and butter. That baseline 15-footer, I've seen him.
Well, William Lee turns the corner, makes the shot, tied ball game.
William Lee. Also, we've seen that time and time again this season.
Jordan Johnson kicking it out. Josh Ward-Hibbert, can he make another? He doesn't get it. The Giants chase down the rebound. It's a Newcastle ball. William Lee up to 20 personal points alongside his 10 boards. Tense finish here at the National Basketball Performance Centre.
Well, usually I have to talk about player of the game by now, but I can't do that because we have a tied game.
Well, there's many candidates for it. Let us know your thoughts in the YouTube comments. Josh Ward-Hibbert executing the sideline out of bounds play.
To the T, used his body to protect him off the Callum Jones defense. Well executed.
Boursier. Jones. One-on-one with McGill. Callum Jones handing it off. Nick Lewis. Clock winding down. They've got to get a shot off. Nick Lewis beats the buzzer. Ties it up again. 1 minute 30 on the clock. And another timeout, or in fact a substitution has been called. Delpeche to the bench. Austin Jr. into the game.
Austin Jr.'s in. And what an answer. We're back to a tied game. This must be our favourite saying when we're together to hear, because great hit from Lewis. They've got to get a defensive stop here. Can Newcastle get a good look?
Offensive foul call.
Wow.
Manchester will get it back. Defoe holds on tight to the ball. They don't want the game to get back underway quickly. Ricky McGill called for that.
Yeah, his third foul. Shaking his head. He's not happy with that. There it is. Still 24 points, 7 rebounds, 4 assists. It's only third, so it's all right. Defoe just having the chat.
Well, here we go. Who would have thought we'd see a Manchester back-to-back victory potential on the cards to end the season against Leicester and Newcastle, two of the most historically successful clubs in league history. Nick Lewis turns the corner, looks back, makes the shot. That's big-time Nick Lewis.
That's huge. Playing with massive confidence, putting Manchester Giants on his shoulders. That's back-to-back shots.
Well, here is Ricky McGill. Jordan Johnson kicks to the corner. Josh Ward-Hibbert for the triple. Can he make it? No, he can't. Jordan Johnson, offensive boards. McGill driving, floats it up off the glass and in. Ricky McGill, what a game we have here. 30 seconds.
He's shaking his head. That was massive to use the glass to make sure that ball goes in.
Well, we've just got, I believe, about 9 second separation. 10 seconds left on the shot clock. Nick Lewis. One-on-one with Darius Defoe. Defoe trying to stay in his way, and the foul will be called on the floor. The three would have been good. It won't count. That will be the 5th team foul for the Newcastle Eagles. So 2 shots to come now for the Manchester Giants. And Nick Lewis, that man, is on the line again. Chance at 29 points after his trip here. If that 3 would have fell, Oh my goodness.
And there was
it
only one
legal.
sock.
Yeah.
There was 1 second on the shot clock. But here we go. Big free throws. He's been the man so far. Ice in the veins.
Well,
Here's the foul. Defoe on 4. Gill 3. This somehow goes into overtime. Loads of
why did you say that? I was saying it and she said overtime.
Sorry.
I cannot believe it. I was literally thinking it at the same time you said it. I'm not
Okay,
gonna
look,
lie.
she's stressed.
That's it. Hands on face moment. Look at the roars from the crowd. Manchester is alive. 10.9 on the clock. Timeout called. Coach Mark Stewart has got to dig deep into the bag to draw something up, to find something clutch, and it's for his team to take the victory.
Yes, he's got, you know, one thing that I do love about Mark Strudel, he has play after play, his out of bounds, his sidelines plays are fantastic, and they've executed them time and time again. Let me see if I can hear it.
On the slab of the ball, Larry, I want you to go all the way through, okay? Look, right here, Josh, double screen for Ricky. Ricky, come and meet the ball, okay? Rick, as you got the ball, you and JJ are in touch game, okay? As soon as that happens, LAU went through here. Josh, I want you to go right down here to the dunker, okay? Touch game, Rick, you're in the corner. D, 2-3 seconds, D. JJ, your ball here, Rick's behind, okay? D, I want you to make sure you're going to the screen, okay? As soon as you're going into it this way, JJ, look, flip it. JJ here, Josh clear out, Rick on this side. That makes sense?
Many options.
About 6 seconds.
Well, many options. He's got the stack action.
Yes.
Larry Austin Jr. to the far corner. Almost a handoff action between Ricky McGill and Jordan Johnson. Josh Ward-Hibbert kind of going to the low post. Darius Defoe then coming to set a last moment ball screen there.
Yep.
Is what I kind of made of that situation there from Mark Stutzel.
There's a lot of options, so it's going to keep the defense honest for Manchester, but it didn't really show. I want you to score here.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? It was
agreed.
just loads
Agreed.
of different options, and he's just trusting his players. But he came into that timeout with the play ready. Here we go.
Well, let's see how it all unfolds. Larry Austin Jr. goes to the corner. The handoff action between Ricky McGill and Jordan Johnson. Josh Ward-Hibbert is exactly where he needs to be. Here comes the ball screen, as we mentioned, from Darius Defoe. Jordan Johnson going all the way inside the bucket. Won't count. It will not count, surely. No bucket whatsoever. And the Manchester Giants win. The Manchester Giants win. It's back-to-back victories against Leicester and Newcastle to finish the season.
Wow.
The Manchester Giants will finish in 9th position with their 9th victory of the season. And Newcastle are stunned on the road.
This is huge. Newcastle can't finish in 4th. Manchester get it done. They get the huge play by Lewis, the back-to-back plays, and then the defense right there. They had 10 seconds, and like I said, when he drew that play up, there was no real particular person who he wanted to score, and that just showed it there.
Without a doubt, and as we saw that player just walk past, you mentioned his name already, your player of the game, Azania.
Oh gosh, who's my player of the game?
I would suggest it was Nick Lewis.
Oh, Nick Lewis, yes. Nick Lewis, yes, 100%. 29 points. Sorry, I was so excited. But let me give a shout out to Lee also. He had 20 points. He was huge. But Mr. Lewis, 29 points. He was fantastic. Also shot 3 from 9. And just those last couple of plays, he put Manchester on his back to get the dub. Congratulations, him.
Well, look, I'm pleased for the Manchester Giants fans who packed out the arena. They get to see their team finish on a victory. And both, you know, for the Giants players themselves, they finish a really tough season.
Here's the last play. Look,
Yeah.
good screen, good defense by Stampley. Everyone's got their hands out. And look, the light is on. They get it done.
Excellent work defensively from the Manchester Giants. Brian Simonian is in absolute heaven. The Giants have got the job done. Well, let's take a look at some of the full-time stats for you at the end of this one. between these two teams, and it has to be said, Azania, the battle of the boards was well and truly run by the Manchester Giants.
Yes, they won that battle by 10, but also turnovers. They had 20 turnovers, but they managed to get it done. Also, the three-point line, 11 from 24. But what I spoke about this at the beginning of the game about Newcastle, where they've been struggling. You know, they've lost to Surrey, they lost to Bristol, Caledonia. But man, they had that last possession to score and tie it up. Good job, Manchester. Newcastle are going to be very disappointed with this.
Well, let's talk a little bit more about your player of the game, Nick Lewis.
Yes.
29 points, 9 assists, 3 boards, 2 steals in this one. 10 for 19 from the field. Scores in a variety of ways. Getting to the bucket.
Yes, he did, and you're right. And here, I just feel like he was playing with such confidence. He really took on the challenge of Ricky McGill, Austin Jr., and he took it to, you know, offense here. That was wonderful. Defense flew by him, executed, hit the three. Upset, sorry, Jordan Johnson right there.
Wow, that means now that the Newcastle Eagles will not be able to finish in 4th position in any way in the standings, and they won't have home court advantage going into the playoffs. Let's take a look at the fixtures and results then very quickly for you. And there they are. And we've got one more game to go at 8 o'clock. The Sheffield Sharks taking on the Plymouth City Patriots. Tomorrow, the final games of the regular season. The Surrey Scorchers taking on the Leicester Riders, and the Cheshire Phoenix taking on the London Lions. Great games to end this season on. Will Plymouth do the same against Sheffield, Azania?
I don't know if my heart can take this. That was fantastic game.
Well, let's take a look at those standings and what this result means in the league. Well, it confirms Manchester will not finish bottom of the table. They will finish in 9th, but it also confirms that the Newcastle Eagles will not be able to reach that 4th position in the standings. Well, I have to say, I was not expecting that performance from the Manchester Giants, or for it to be such a tight game, Azania.
Yeah, and remember, Manchester was down 11 after that first quarter, but they just kept chipping away. Fantastic. A way to finish, obviously disappointed they'll be 9th, but to go, and we call it fishing, what they call it on the TNT. Now it's vacation, you've got to wrap up, you've got to re-look at where you can be better in the summer, but to finish with that win, congratulations.
A dramatic double-header victory for the Manchester Giants. More action to come. Make sure you join us then.